Hello and welcome back. This is our Six Modes Presents a Game of Thrones Genesis. So this is level 9, the Pact. They're having trouble holding, well, Aegon the Conqueror is having trouble holding the Riverlands, and Harren the Black. So if I think this is the mission, it is. It's like an on rails kind of mission. It's an escort mission. Yeah, this is it. So I didn't really like this one, but anyway, at least they're mixing it up. So it's not just your typical, skirmish match where you have to go in and capture every single city or whatever. So it's pretty much a limited resource escort mission. Escort mission where the envoy is on rails. So you have an envoy and a spy, and neither of them can die, as well as some mercenaries. So you start off with 3 mercenaries and you got the guardsmen. So straight off the bat, I've gone across the bridge and taken care of the first enemy. The enemies will always appear in the same spot, and the envoy will always sort of go down along the same paths. So you use your spies kind of, as your seeing eye, I suppose, and you send them to the spots to detect the armies and the invisible units. And also what I've done with my guardsmen is I've tacked them onto my envoy just to give them that little bit of extra security, while the horses just roam around and just, death on hooves, pretty much. So I know where the next place is going to be. So once again, this is on expert, so if you have trouble passing this level, you should be able to do it on any of the other difficulties following this guide. So I just killed 1 army lot, and then I know that there's 2 assassins at this next place. So the spy will, there we go, show me 1 assassin, so that's just right outside, and then there's a second one just there a bit further down the road. So you normally wouldn't cause any havoc until you start the next day. So the premise of the level is the envoy's going around to Highgarden, to the Trills. I don't know if that's the Trills who own the Highgarden at the moment. And basically saying, hey, I'm awesome, I'm Aegon, come and join me. And the other side's the Lannisters. Because at the moment you're having both of them, warring against you, so you're trying to bring one of them on your side.
What is it you want?
So this is the first sort of stop point. I think there's 2 stop points along the way for the envoy, and he goes inside and he says, hey, I want to stop and eat and drink and whore for the rest of the night. So you guys just hang out here while I kind of go and do that. So it's nice of him. But while he's doing that, see, there he goes, he should spend the night here. So he's managed to find a whorehouse, I suppose. So leave him to it. There we go. And it gives me a little bit of chance to get my units up here. So I'm attacking the next lot of units, although I know at this point there is like stray horsemen. There we go, there they come. So if I hadn't have engaged the army at that point, those horsemen would have ambushed my envoy a little bit later on. So that was partly why I did that and why I rushed ahead to attack the swordsmen across the bridge. So the guys are doing a wonderful job, although there's some archers there which are not doing me too many favours, so I've got to go send the horses and take them out. So there's a little bit mess there, and I lost one of my horsemen, which I probably shouldn't have lost. I've played this a fair few times, and you can do it quite easily without losing any units if you just fight them one at a time. So I was just kind of in a bit of a rush to do this mission because it's not my favourite mission. But anyway, at least it's a little bit different. So envoy gets to the second house. I don't know what they're called because everything's pretty much got null names. I mean, I don't know if it's Horn Hill or Acorn Hill or whatever it is. I don't know that sort of area. I do have a map somewhere of Westeros, but I don't have it with me at the moment. So he goes to the second bland city. you know, does whatever he does there, goes get drunk. It's the next day, so then he heads north, and he always head the same direction. So once again, I sent in my army forward, and this time they gave me a couple more extra units, which I probably did need. But if you're playing this sort of a little bit more carefully and a little bit slower pace, then you probably don't actually need the extra units they give you, but that's always nice to have them. They only ever give you horse units, and I really want some archers, but anyway, that's just what they give you. So just keeping up with the tradition of, you know, moving the spy ahead, stopping and killing the armies before the envoy even gets close, so he's not even really in danger. He's got those guardsmen on him as well. Oh, okay, so he does a third stop. He's going to head up to that little town to the north there, that castle, I suppose, and then he's going to head south down this way. So it's good to know the path that he takes, and there's that little spy, so I'll take him out. Oh, no, I won't. Well, he's quick, he's onto it. I wish I could move my spy that fast when the enemy approaches, but anyway. Yeah, so he's dawdling up the top there. He's going to that castle, and I know that there's going to be a big sort of battle where I'm selecting all my units now. So I'm putting my units here in preparation, although I'm missing a horseman unit, and that's actually because he's stuck. So that's actually a little bit of a bug in the game. You can see him there in the top of the screen, just in the top right corner. He's kind of like stuck on a bridge, and there he is. I can't. I just couldn't move him. So yeah, it's one of the few sort of bugs I found in this game. But anyway, it's daylight. He's broken his fast, and the envoy's on his way again. And then this is when we're having a big, huge battle. So I see a loose archer sort of mob there. So I really should be sending in some horses to go attack him. There we go. And I'm upgrading my units whenever I can, because it's worth getting those upgrades. If you need to slow it down a little bit, you can time it so you pause the game. Well, select the upgrade and then pause the game, and then select what upgrade you actually want, and pause the game and get ready to select the next unit. And you can do it all in kind of a half a second of the game. For these videos, I don't really want to do any pausing, because if you are using them as a guide, then that's like an extra little tool you can use to catch back up if you are finding yourself behind. Yeah, so I'm just still fighting the last of the bowmen. Yeah, like I said, I probably should have a couple more units than I do at the moment, but that's okay, because this portion of the mission is soon to be over. Yeah, which is, I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's a little bit different sort of story-wise, I suppose. First time I played through this mission, I was like, but now I just find it a bit annoying. But anyway, there's Highgarden. I mean, that's a pretty awesome looking castle. I don't know if they'll ever show it in the TV series. I don't suppose they will. But as you see, it's a castle that's got high gardens spread around it. So that would be pretty awesome to see on the on the big screen, or the silver screen, or whatever it's called, whatever TV's called. But anyway, so he's done his envoy, and all the units are moving home. So now what you can do is they want you to move that spy to that blue dot. But see, all my units are heading back home, and if I go to that blue spot immediately, then the guardsmen you can see there walking back, they won't make it home in time. But because I'm in a rush, I just kind of click there and do that. But if you are having heaps of trouble with this map, just wait a little bit for that spy before you put him on that spot, and the game won't trigger the next point, and those guardsmen will be able to get home safely, and because you need to use those units later on. So because I've played this mission before, I know where to send my spy, so I'm just going to send him to the meeting point. So basically what's happened is your envoy's gone around from town to town to town thinking that he's been making friends, but everyone's probably really hated him in the pubs, and he's probably got really lame jokes or something. And so when he gets to the king and goes to the king of Highgarden and says, hey, you should come fight for the dragons, the three-headed dragon, he goes, yep, that's fine. But then when you leave that night, he's like, you see the king escaping out of Highgarden with an envoy, so you go to follow him. And other times I've played this map, I've tried to have a bit of fun with the spy, and I've bought his disguise upgrade, and I've tried to disguise myself as the Lannister King or as the Highgarden King, and it didn't work. It didn't do anything. I still couldn't intercept. So there's my lonely horseman. He's not going back because he's stuck. So he's been bugged. He's not going back. So yeah, these guardsmen do take a while, but anyway, the kings have finally met up, and what the King of the Highgarden's doing is he's actually meeting up with the Lannister King at night. Now, this is actually probably the most important part of this map, is you got to get your spy the fuck out of there. As soon as this happens, you got to get him running. You got to get him somewhere safe. I've tried to hide him in the woods a couple of times, because if your spy gets caught, it's actually GG, it's game over. That's something that can't happen. Why he's so fond of that spy, I don't know, but Aegon says he can't die, so you can't let him die. So basically, the kings have been traitors to you, and all you got to do is kill their units. Now my guardsman here got caught up, but that kind of helps me, that kind of lets me use my dragon straight away to come in and burn down one of the mobs. Because using the dragon monster, you can either capture a town instantly, or kill off units instantly using the dragon. Now here, as I said before, I had to get my spy the fuck out of there. And I find running him up through this path and in these kind of wood things is sort of like the best place for him. And sometimes I just hide him in the kind of the center of the map. Yeah, probably where he is now. I don't know if I'll move him from there. But anyway, having that stuck unit helped me out, because the horse units went to go attack him, and it bought me a little bit more time, so that's fine. Now, you got to wait for your dragon to reset, and you can then attack their armies again. And you do get a bunch of food as well, so as soon as that happens, you can build, your own units, your own armies, and get them built up to create a bit of defense. And that bridge there is going to be your main choke point. But just use your dragon, and only use your dragon to kill those armies. So I had a little bit of luck of actually letting my guardsmen die, and that exposed some of the units that my dragon could attack, and I had that stuck unit as well, which made these horse units be real delayed. But even without that, if you just use your dragon as your main weapon, get the armies out, and use this bridge as a chokehold, it's pretty effective. Because the dragon works, he comes out, he doesn't attack like that, and then he has to fly back home before you can use him again. So because it's pretty close, like you could even maybe fight a little bit closer, and then his reset time will be that much shorter. And it's just a matter of just holding off at this bridge. You don't have to worry about capturing any of the other cities. That's all Aegon wants, and that's the victory. So anyway, yeah, that was that level, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.